What's up, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at Orianna, probably one of the simpler mid laners to use. Although, if you miss her ult, you pretty much have messed up your potential for a team fight and messed up your chances of winning. But to just dive into the masteries here, 21 offense and 9 utility for the sole purpose of no defense, because even if we put 30 points in defense, you'll still die anyway. You're not a tank and never will be. Just pure damage this build, which brings me to the runes. So the seals are greater seals of scaling health, 3 quints of AP. The glyphs, the blue ones up there, for anyone that doesn't know what these are greater glyphs of scaling ability power. And the marks, the red ones down there, are marks of magic penetration. You can use hybrid marks of AD and magic because Ori's basic attacks actually deal bonus AP, but just go magic pen because you're going to want all that late game. Now, here's going to be your primary build path. I like to start Chalice unless there's a Zed, which I have some gameplay coming up, which I'll show that later. But your main build, 9 out of 10 times, I'm going to say, is Athene's Unholy Grail, Sorcerer's Shoes, Rabadon's Deathcap, Void Staff, Zhonya's, and Liandry's Torment. But the only thing that changes in this build is the build path. Maybe I might start Boots. I mean, that's kind of crazy, and I probably wouldn't do it 10 out of 10 times, but maybe. But, you know, it depends on the build, which I'll go more in depth with in a bit. So, the spells here. Flash and Ignite. That's it. There's no other spells to take on Orianna. Except, I mean, you can use Barrier, but the thing about Barrier is, you may be a bit safer in lane, but do you want to come out of lane 2 kills and, I don't know, 2 deaths? Or 3 kills and 2 deaths? Or 0 kills, 0 deaths, 0 assists, etc. I don't know, it's personal preference. If you're first starting Orianna, I wouldn't even use Barrier, not even to get used to her. Just use her with Ignite. It's better, and you'll learn her fairly quick. She doesn't have that high of a ceiling except for the ult. So, I'm facing off against a Zed in lane. I hate facing Zeds in lane. If it's a good Zed in lane, you're going to have a hell of a time. It's just one of those champs I've always had a problem with. I mean, he's basic. I know everything about him, all he does, etc. I've seen all the videos. But a good Zed just has harass in lane, just like that. He doesn't use mana, right? Mid laners are most of the time mages. That's kind of changing now at this point with all the Jace, Yasuo, Zeds, everything. But most mid laners are just mages that use mana, and he doesn't. So right here, I get the first blood, and I'm going to slow this down right now. So see what happens is I see him chasing me, and I'm like, this guy's insane. He's taking minion damage, and I'm like, oh crap, I better move. And so I see him aim this up, I flash, that would have killed me, but I'm able to get the first blood. That is not going to happen 9 out of 10 times. I don't know why he charged me with minions there. That's not the greatest move for him to do, but I'm glad he did, man, because it got me first blood. Now, I'm facing the Zed here, and see, I'm just poking him from a distance, right? That's all you can really do until he gets to level 6 is when he sort of outclasses you. And Shaco ganks me, and what am I going to do? You know, I didn't have any tools at my disposal at that point. I tried to use my E. Didn't work. It doesn't matter. That'll happen. All you have to do is ward. If you keep getting ganked mid, and you keep falling for it, it's your fault, dude. You know, you got to ward. Look, don't even depend on your teammates for MIAs. You know, look at top lane, look at bot lane, look at where the jungle has been. You know, that's the next step to becoming a league player, which is something I'm working on too, is not counting on your teammates for anything. Gotta stare at the map as I stand next to Zed Shadow. You gotta look at the map and you gotta pay attention. So there, he comes too close, and I just land the shockwave, the ignite, and I last hit him. Easy to play Orianna, easy to play. But not so simple with the fact, like I said with the ult, I know I'm going to beat that into the ground this video, and for good reason, as you'll see later. But the most of the time you're laning with her is probably going to turn into a farm lane 9 out of 10 times, and that's not a good thing to have happen, because if you can just sit there farming, you can become way too complacent, and you could just try to get gold and everything. Meanwhile, you guys could be making hits on Dragon, and watch this. I attach the ball to Rengar like this. Right, this is where I say you gotta land your ult. Bam. Maybe a bit overkill, right? Maybe a bit overkill, but that was really nice. Orianna has something that very few champions have, and she can attach that ball to anything, and whatever they can do, they can jump in and she can use it. It can happen with a Shaco. Shaco can go invisible, gank lane, bam. And see how I call Dragon right here? If no one was gonna call this Dragon. I don't know, 9 out of 10 times you'll have teammates that know dragon objectives, you know, but this time I didn't, and so I said, okay, I'll be the guy to call it. Let's go get the free dragon. If mid's not there, and if bot's there, I should have went bot with them right there. But if the mid laner's gone, get dragon. If you don't know where the jungler, get dragon. Right, that's it. Jungler's top, get dragon. So I pretty much went even with this Zed in lane. We traded kills, except he roamed around the map a little bit, and he was able to get a few more kills than I was. So I see my team in trouble here. The last thing we want is a fed Kog'Maw. I'm able to just Q, bam, shockwave, flash, ignite, bam. Maybe I shouldn't have ignited there. Probably was a waste of ignite now that I think about it, but I just didn't want him getting away, and it was too big of a risk. I mean, if you're going to put that much into a kill, you might as well get it, right? Like I always say, don't be afraid to flash for a kill, don't be afraid to ignite for a kill, as long as you get it. So I'm trading with Zed here, and he thinks he's going to go all in on me and get me. Little does he know, I have Azonias, and bam, you just wait out the depth mark, just like that, flash, Q, auto attack kills him eventually. So with Orianna here, this is where it all goes down. This is where it happens, right? If you can't perform in a team fight, that's kind of always been my problem. I'm really good in lane, but then I get to the team fight and it's kind of hard. But with Orianna, she pretty much does it for you. You got to focus these targets first. I'm zoning here. I take this Nasus out. He's done. I end up being saved by Nami pretty much. Kog'Maw gets hit by her ult, and she's able to Q, thank God, and I end up with a triple kill, which accelerates the game by a ton. You guys know this. If you ever get a triple kill or a quadra kill, you're just like 20 minutes ahead of where everyone else is. And so pretty much this game, I would say, isn't lost at this point for them, but it's a lot harder to recover than it would have been, because now Vayne ends up with a triple kill here, and if it's a half-decent Vayne with a triple kill, that's a great thing to have. And the reason I'm not focusing Cog over there is because he's not attacking us. Might as well just take down the big tank trying to hit us all first, because without him, Kog'Maw's useless. Because I read a comment the other day, and he was like, why didn't you focus, though, the AD carry in the back? And sometimes, dude, you just can't. There's a lot of peel and everything, but you just got to find a way to win team fights anyway. As Vayne does the sly back door here while they're all baroning. We might have lost this game, but Vayne decided to be a hero on back doors. And there we go. Hope you guys enjoyed the guide. I'm not the best mid lane in the world. I won't even lie to you. I do main AD carry, like I said before. But I just thought I should give some tips because I have 100 games played with her. And I like her a lot. So anyway, see you guys later. Peace.